since that day I had her. Yeah, they wanna know the kind of ride I
Welcome to another episode of Recognized Game presented by Gym Mint 10 Sports on YouTube. I'm your boy EB, owner and operator of In My Bag Apparel, as you see all right behind me here. With me, as always, is my brother and head barber and owner of Bully's Cuts and Styles in Denver, Colorado, CB the Bully. What's happening, homie?
Hello, my brethren. How are you doing today?
I'm great, man. I'm feeling good. I got some new art on the way. We got some things happening with the brand. Playoffs are here.
Brand's popping on both ends. It's been popping at the shop. Mad love. You know, because it's the sun's coming out, man. The season's changing. People got to get right, man. It's been good.
For sure. We're live on TikTok tonight as well. Welcome in, y'all. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe. Today we're going to talk NBA playoffs. We'll get into some sneaker news. And as always, we'll hand out those L's and Bully of the Week. Let's get started with the NBA, though. With the season coming to a close, it's time to hand out some awards. So I figured we go through them and make our predictions or our picks for the end of season's award this year. So we're going to start with Most Improved Player. The finalists are Cade Cunningham from the Detroit Pistons, Victor Zubac from the Los Angeles Clippers, and Dyson Daniels from the Atlanta Hawks.
I got Cade, bro. I think Cade been doing it. Cade and the Pistons have almost, embodied the bad boy spirit when it comes to this season. You know, they've played rough, they've played tough, and they've gotten this far. And it's off the back of Cade Covington alone. And he's going to be great going forward.
Is he not too good to win this award? I know it happened a few years ago with Ja Morant winning the Most Improved Player, but I don't like Cade Cunningham been hooping. The Pistons are finally good this year, but Cade been doing this fucking thing. You look at a guy like Zubac putting up career numbers, had the most double doubles. I think he even put up like a 30-20 game sometime this season. He's one of the big reasons for the Clippers being in that 5 seed right now. Obviously, there's James Harden, there's Kawhi Leonard, but you look at Norman Powell and Zubac, those are huge reasons with the Clippers in the position they're in right now. And then Dyson Daniels, you heard a lot more about him at the beginning of the season, having like 5-6 steals in the game. But overall, he's made his way out of the G League to be a productive player in the NBA. That didn't mean much for Atlanta. I mean, they're in the play-in, but I think I go with Zubac.
I like Zubac too. He's always been good. He's always been on the up and up. I like Norman Powell over there too, man. Watching his story and the work that he's put in the off season, man. He's Clippers been popping off multiple players.
Agreed. The next award we'll talk about is Sixth Man of the Year. The finalists for Sixth Man are Peyton Pritchard from the Boston Celtics, Malik Beasley, also of those Detroit Pistons, and Russell Westbrook from the Denver Nuggets. Who we got?
This one's tough, man. I'm gonna give it to Russell, man, just from having a better season that he's had since leaving OKC. You know what I'm saying? He's been a shining star on this team, if you will. And he's my favorite player on the list. I'll go with Russell.
Nice. I love Russ as well. I think this one's one of the easiest ones to determine. This is going to go to Peyton Pritchard easily. Had a hell of a year. He's had a 40-point game off the bench.
Right.
Yeah, I think this one's going to go to Peyton Pritchard out of Boston.
Yeah, they got to give him some love, but I'm never going for a Celtic.
Okay. Clutch Player of the Year. We got Jalen Brunson from the Knicks, Trae Young from the Atlanta Hawks, and Nikola Jokic from the Denver Nuggets.
Oh, yeah, that's an easy Jokic for me.
I'll probably give it to Joker, too.
I feel like I've seen Brunson have clutcher seasons, honestly.
That's fair. Yeah, we're not going to give him the MVP. Might as well give him a little something, I guess.
Exactly.
Coach of the Year now. We got JB Bickerstaff with the Detroit Pistons. There's a lot of Pistons, Hawks, Nuggets things going on in these awards. Mark Daignault from the Oklahoma Thunder and Kenny Atkinson of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Did the Thunder coach get it last year? What were the other coaches?
Bickerstaff from the Pistons and Kenny Atkinson from the Cavs.
I said go with the Cavs, dude, this year.
Agreed.
Why not?
They won over 60 games. It's his first season as head coach. He actually took over for Bickerstaff, who was Cleveland's coach last year before he got fired and went on to Detroit. But yeah, what Kenny's done to unlock some of those players like Evan Mobley, uh, Ty Jerome, some of those guys, they've taken what they did last year and grown upon it, and with that necessary step back that Donovan Mitchell's taken to kind of let some other guys shine, you got to give Kenny Atkinson some love for that. So I'd go with Atkinson there as well.
Absolutely, my brother. Absolutely.
All right, Defensive Player of the Year with Victor Wembanyama going down earlier in the season. He was a lock to win this award if you ask anybody. But with him going down, he won't be eligible to win. So the finalists this year for Defensive Player of the Year, Draymond Green from the Warriors, Evan Mobley from Cleveland Cavaliers, and then Lou Dort from the Thunder.
I've been looking at Evan Mobley, man. Being as young as he is and the work that he's putting in, man, he's gonna be nice, bro. I'm going with Evan Mobley. Draymond, it'd be cool to see him win it again too, though.
I think I give it to Draymond. I hadn't paid too much attention, honestly. Like, deep dive into the Warriors all season. I don't really do that too much. But the games that I caught when I was watching the Warriors play and when things came down to the wire and they mattered most, you needed to play defensively. Draymond Green made those plays.
Absolutely.
So, I'm gonna give it to Dre. He seems like he's the front runner right now. So I think I'll go with Draymond Green.
Hell yeah. Much deserved.
MVP. You got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from the Thunder, Nikola Jokic from the Denver Nuggets, and the third finalist, Giannis Antetokounmpo from the Milwaukee Bucks.
I would have gave it to Jokic. I don't care. He's having he's having a better season than all his MVP seasons, ain't he?
Yeah.
I know who's going to win it because they have a better team as well. But I feel like Jokic should get this one too.
And it's going to be difficult to give Joker this award with, especially with the firing of Mike Brown and Calvin Booth last week. So that's kind of strange on an MVP. The crazy thing is they're still in the fourth. What'd I say?
Brown.
Oh yeah. He's been fired too many times. I couldn't. My bad. But crazy thing is that they're still sitting in fourth, and people are acting like it's over for them. I personally probably would have gone with Joker as well. I had Shea last year. This feels like kind of a makeup year for them not giving it to him last year.
Yeah.
But it should definitely go to Joker, and we can't really, especially lately, what Giannis has been doing with the triple doubles since Dame has gone down. He's been kind of a de facto point guard over there. They've kind of unlocked something new in Milwaukee with Giannis. So look for that to continue. Yeah. But this is SGA's this year. 1 seed in the West, 1 seed overall, I believe. They got home court throughout the playoffs. But yeah, this will be SGA this year.
Again, about the Bucks, man. Like Kyle Kuzma's an energy guy. And I feel like he helps light a spark on some of them guys that, need a little kick in the butt sometimes, too. I don't think Middleton is bringing that, but I think Kyle Kuzma might, get Greek Freak a little amped, too. It's a good look.
Well, I like what you're doing there. We actually are moving on into the playoffs next. So let's go ahead and start in the Eastern Conference. The matchups have been set. Give me a sec here. The computer's acting crazy. All right. So in the Eastern Conference, we'll start off with the play-in. We got the number 7 Orlando Magic taking on the Atlanta Hawks. This series was tied 2-2 this season. There were high expectations out of Orlando before all the injuries hit throughout the whole year. They've been a completely different team without Jalen Suggs. That being said, I think they beat the Hawks.
Okay. It's going to be a hell of a game. I know that.
Who you got?
I'm going Magic too. I'm not
Then
really a
the,
believer in Trey when it comes to the playoffs and play-ins, but hey, maybe it's time. You know, they left him off the All-Star uh, list, but he was able to get in there due to injuries. But I feel like he's got a chip on his shoulder, and it's a good time to prove it.
the 9-10 matchup, we got the Bulls and the Heat. It seems like they meet up every year. They also play in or something. But Chicago took this matchup 3 games to none this season. The Heat, one of what two teams to make it out of the play-in into the finals. The other team also being the Heat, I believe. But that was with Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, and Bam, and uh, Andrew Wiggins is going to be huge for that team if they want to do anything. But the Bulls have been hot lately. After
Yeah,
even trading everybody away, they've played great down the stretch here. Who you got in that Bulls Heat matchup?
I got the Bulls, man. So I got the Bulls. Kobe White's gonna go off. I don't know where the hell Lonzo's at, but
Yeah,
huh?
I think he's hurt.
Josh Giddey's been playing great. I don't know. I don't think Wiggins and them boys can get it done this time.
I think I'm gonna give it to Miami for that game. That would we still wouldn't necessarily put them in the playoffs. They'd have to face the winner or the loser of the 7-8 matchup. But I think at least for this matchup and maybe in that second play-in game, just because the guys that are left in Miami, even all the way down to Jaime Jaquez, have been there before. They've all made it out of the play-in. They've made deep runs into the play-in into the playoffs. The Bulls haven't made deep runs in the playoffs since what Derrick Rose, Joe Cano, and them boys. So um, I'm gonna go with Miami over the Bulls. I don't know if they make it out into that 8 seed, but I think they'll beat the Bulls.
We'll see, man.
All right, and then for the rest of the Eastern Conference matchups, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers sitting in the 1 seed, who will face the winner of that second game of the play-in, who would be the 8 seed, and then the Celtics sitting in second. They would face the winner of that Magic Hawks game. The 3-6 matchup is the Knicks and the Pistons. Detroit took this season series 3 games to 1. We talked about JB Bickerstaff and Cade Cunningham, but Malik Beasley leading the league in 3-point shooting. Isaiah Stewart is your enforcer down low. You got vets and Tobias Harris and Tim Hardaway Jr. Uh, and they've given the Knicks problems this year. And what do you think happens in this matchup?
I don't know, man. Hopefully, Cat can get it done with the Villanova Cats, but I don't know. The Pistons boys want it, and like you said, they got some veterans over there. So I'm going for the Knicks, but it's gonna be an interesting series.
I think the Knicks have to win this series. Or the move for Cat meant nothing this season. If they don't make it out of a first round and they lose to a 6 seed, I think that's when they start to look at maybe this is it for Thibodeau. And then maybe they're in play for Kevin Durant or something like that this summer if they try to move off of some of these other players because this
I can see Mike Malone fucking with the Knicks.
I can see that too.
That'd
I
be
can definitely
fun.
see it. But yeah, I think I'm going to take the Knicks in this series. If for no other reason than they got something to prove.
Absolutely.
And then that 4-5 matchup is budding rivalry with the Indiana Pacers and Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee took this season series 3 games to 1, but the Pacers will have home court advantage. Who you got there?
Bucks. They got the most dominant player in the league. Antetokounmpo about to go crazy.
I had a couple of things I had to watch in the Eastern Conference. By all accounts, this is a 2-horse race. People looking at the Cavaliers and the Celtics. They should win those first round. Whoever comes out of the play-in, they should handle those matchups pretty easily. But I got my eye on that Knicks Pistons matchup, and the Bucks Pacers matchup because of that rivalry. Because it's been such a dominant matchup for one side of it during the season. You got a Coach of the Year candidate in JB Bickerstaff, but a Knicks team with something to prove. Cat has played pretty great all season. It'll be really interesting with that Bucks Pacer series as well, with this rivalry building up. And last year in the playoffs, the Pacers didn't have Benedict Mathurin, who was recovering from like a shoulder injury, I believe, something like that. And there's still no word on Dame. There's no timetable for him to come back. They still haven't ruled him out for the season. But without him, I don't know if Milwaukee wins this series.
I don't
You,
know.
Giannis has been doing his thing, carrying them as much as they can, but in the 7 game series, they're going to be able to plan for that. So you're going to have guys like Kuzma, and Bobby Portis, guys like that, really step up in Dame's absence. I just don't think it'll
Brooke
be enough.
Lopez.
I don't think it'll be enough. It would, and what Pat Connaughton and guys like that. Uh, who else they get? Mike Bobby Porter, or what's this? Kevin Porter Jr. has also been playing well in Dame's absence. But
Yeah.
again, uh, I don't think they have enough to beat the Pacers, or at least get past the second round without Dame.
It's gonna be tough, man. Without having 2 All-Stars on the squad, it's definitely gonna be tough. There's a lot of teams with 3 All-Stars.
Exactly.
We'll see.
Let's move over to the Western Conference now. The play-in, we got the Warriors and Grizzlies in the 7-8 matchup. Golden State winning that series 3-1 this season. What you got there?
I got the Warriors. Veteran presence, championship caliber. Jimmy buckets, playoff Jimmy's about to, you know, come outside. So yeah, bro, it's about to get wild. I got the Warriors beating the Grizzlies. Who you got?
I got the Warriors too. They've played pretty well down the stretch, especially since getting Jimmy Butler over in that deal. I see them moving into that 7 seed and having a first round matchup with the Rockets. The 9-10 matchup then would be the Sacramento Kings against the Dallas Mavericks. Sacramento took this matchup 3 games to none. I'm not sure how many of these games had Anthony Davis or not, but pretty lopsided as far as this one goes. Who you got in Kings Mavs?
I got the Kings, man. You got two All-Stars that played together. You guys a bonus over there. I think they're about to bully this squad, bro. I got the Kings.
That's a tough one for me. I'm gonna go Dallas just because you took the Kings. I still think even without Kyrie Irving that Dallas has a really good team. All the bigs
Definitely
are
a
back.
big team. Definitely
Spencer
a big.
Dinwiddie can make it happen. Max Christie's been balling since he went over in the trade as well. They still got some pieces from last year's finals run. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna go Dallas.
Got Kings in 6.
It's the play-in.
Oh, the playing tournament. Sorry, Kings in 1.
Once again, with the 1 seed, the Thunder are waiting on the winner of that second game of the play-in. The Rockets would be waiting for the first winner of that Warriors Grizzlies game. Then we move to the 3-6 matchup, which after the chaos of the last week of the regular season puts the 3 seeded Lakers against the number 6 seed Minnesota Timberwolves. Another series that was tied throughout the season at 2-2. Who we got here?
I got the Lakers.
Spoiler.
I got the Lakers against Minnesota. Uh, we had Luka stop Minnesota that was hot going against the Nuggets last year in the playoffs. Put a stop to that team to go to the finals. Luka's got a better team. It's gonna be nice to watch this one.
Agreed.
Lakers
Yeah, I got the Lakers as well. The 4-5 matchup is probably one of the more difficult matchups to call, if you ask me, in the Western Conference in the playoffs. That's the 4-5 matchup, which is the Denver Nuggets and the LA Clippers. This was tied through the regular season at 2-2. Got MVP candidate Joker going up against what seems to be a healthy Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, and the Los Angeles Clippers. Who you got there?
It's tough. It's going to be nice seeing Russell Westbrook going against his old team. Hopefully he's got a little chip on his shoulder. You said this was tied in the regular season. I got it going 7, but I think the Clippers are going to pull this one out. Jokic can't do it alone.
Agreed. Yeah, I think I got Clippers in 6 or 7 too. Anything specifically you're watching for in the Western Conference?
Specifically, um, definitely watching the Warriors closely because they do this shit like that. Um, it's tough seeing them in the play-in again. And it's like every year the Lakers and the Warriors are in the play-in. Definitely going to be watching who comes out of the Grizzlies, Warriors, um, Nuggets. I want to see if Jokic can get it done. If the role players can do the role thing, how many times he grabs the clipboard. Um, it's going to be crazy for the Nuggets and the Clippers. What else am I watching? Ant-Man. Ant-Man for, just setting himself apart and seeing if he's going to be, you know, the man to beat here soon. Um, Luca. Luca getting the ring with the Braun, with the Jameses. And in the East, man. What's going to happen in the East? I don't know, man. It's going to be good playoffs all around.
I saw somewhere on Instagram that said this Lakers Timberwolves matchup is a guy playing with his son or with his kid versus a guy who won't.
Yeah.
Fuck that. In the West, I kind of went over what I was looking for in the East, but in the West, I'm kind of like you. I'm looking at the play-in. A lot of the debate over the last week or so is what's the better route for the Warriors? Was it getting that 6th seed and facing off with the Lakers in the first round, or was it going down to the play-in, nabbing 7, meeting up with the Rockets in that first round? One thing that's not really talked about
What's
though
up,
is,
Dante?
huh?
I said, what up, Dante? Yeah, he said he wants some TV time.
What's up, DT? Hold on.
Got some stuff to add? What's good?
You ain't here? What's good? One disclaimer for you, DT, is neither one of us can hear you because our volume's all the way down because we're also recording the podcast. So some people will be able to hear you over on that side. We, however, can't hear.
Damn.
I don't have my earbuds in, so I don't hear a fucking word you're saying, dog. All right, he's up out of there. But with that the debate on what's the better matchup for the Warriors, one thing people aren't taking into account is what if they fucking lose? Like it's completely possible that the Grizzlies could beat the Warriors, take that 7 seed, and end up facing the Rockets. That leaves the Warriors to play in that second matchup of the play-in, and that leaves them with a matchup with the Thunder. But you just talked about that Kings team that now has Levine and DeRozan balling together once again, and you got a player like Sabonis you got to think about.
Yeah, man.
They could also beat the Warriors, um, and same with Dallas. Because again, even without Kyrie, I think that is a really good Dallas team. And of the 7 or 8 games that the Warriors have lost since they got Jimmy Butler, one of those was to the Dallas Mavericks in February, and that was without Anthony Davis. So I think there just needs to be more on, like, I don't like to lose to determine your matchup kinds of scenarios because the Western Conference, this is one of the hardest years in recent memory to get out of this Western Conference from 1 through 10.
Man, since the play-in's been a thing. See if you could turn it up a little bit. See if he's got something to say.
Mess up our sound. That's why it's not turned up.
Okay.
I agree with what you're saying, DT. He's talking right now. Also, another thing that I wanted to touch on is we've been sleeping on the Clippers.
That's what I'm saying, man.
19-9 since All-Star break.
Right.
26-11 when Kawhi plays. We talked about Zubac's season, Norman Powell as well. One thing that's been missing for this Clippers team throughout the last 4 or 5 years is a healthy Kawhi going into the postseason. Appreciate you, my guy. And it looks like that's what we're gonna get. James Harden's been hooping all year. They're going up against that Denver team who just fired their coach, kind of in disarray. They fired the GM. There's been some focus on the Russell Westbrook of it all, which I think is ridiculous.
Clarkson is good too, bro.
Exactly. And I think this is the thing that MPJ at least has been kind of fearing, from the beginning of the season, is if the Nuggets don't get it done this season, the chances are they're going to look to blow this thing up, and it's going to be a player like Michael Porter Jr. and possibly Jamal Murray left. Not, or it could be Joker. Crazier things have happened. You know what I mean? Luka got traded, so like anything could happen. So I think
But we need a big still. Lakers still need a big.
That not that kind of big, but I would gladly welcome them. They need a different kind of big, but that would definitely help. But so I think if they don't at least make a Western Conference Finals run this year, then we could see a completely different. We're already going to get a new GM, new head coach. We could see a completely different Denver Nuggets team going into next season.
Norman Powell's Denver's Achilles heel for sure. Brian MPJ. Yeah, man, I say trade him for KD.
That would be nice.
You know what I'm saying?
I did have an interesting Lakers stat for you.
Yeah.
Every head coach that has won a championship with the Los Angeles Lakers wins it in his first year. So either you win a championship in your first year as a Lakers coach, or you never win a championship. And that's John Kundla back in 1948, up to Bill Sharman in 71, Paul Westhead, which we know about in 79, Pat Riley in 1981, Phil Jackson in 99, and then Frank Vogel in 2019. So JJ either got to win one this year, or it's just looking like he's not going to.
Let's go, JJ.
JJ Redick is, however, the first coach to lead the Lakers to a 50-win season in his first year since Pat Riley. So, and that's a coach he's been compared to for a lot of the season and coming into his first coaching tenure. So, there's a chance.
There's a chance, JJ. Come on, JJ.
I think the Lakers have as good a shot as any to win the title this year.
Let's go. Luka Magic.
Do you have anything else you wanted to touch on playoff-wise?
Not at the moment, man. I'm ready to get it started, man. Let's see these playing games on Tuesday.
All right. Let's get into shoe news. What you got?
Oh, shit. Somebody did some customized Kobe 3-peat jacket. Nike Dunks. So it's the color of the jacket he wore when he was sitting in the shower with his trophy.
Oh,
Shits
nice.
are fire. And Braun got a Barbie.
Yeah.
Braun got a Barbie. It might be the only Barbie I'd ever cop.
Did we talk about that last week?
I don't know. I just seen the pictures of it. But this shit was hard.
Pretty sure we covered it. But yeah, he does.
What you
got? Lil Yachty and Slick Rick appeared in the Nego ad for the Air Force 3s, which actually look kind of hard.
Hell yeah. LA could make a big run. Also, the Luka commercial's been dope as hell lately, too.
Yeah.
Where he's on trial.
They absolutely agree, DT. They could definitely make a run. Especially the first round. It's still going to be a tough matchup having to guard Ant-Man, but they're going to have to, force Gobert off the court, go at Julius Randle. It's lined up for the Lakers to win that series.
But they don't got Cat either, so.
Exactly. They still got Nas Reed, though.
They do got Nas.
Well, I'd like him in LA.
So.
But yeah, so the Air Force 3 commercial was actually pretty dope. And then also D-Wade dropped the avocado and cherry line of the World of Wade. So there's the AC-12 Encores, the Wade slides, and the World of Wade low 10s. So there's like one like greenish avocado shoe and then one cherry one here. I'll send that and the
Oh, yeah. Dante, what's the hoop shoe? What's the hoop shoe to go with right now? Me, I'm fucking with the Devin Bookers. That looks like the best hoop shoe for me right now. I might get the Forrest Gump colorway too.
I sent both of those to you.
Kansas or what?
All right, I guess I do that. Those are clean shoes. The books.
Yeah, those are actually fire, bro.
Which one, the Wades or the Air Force Threes?
The Air Force 3 goes crazy.
Agreed. Moving on into WrestleMania this weekend, April 19th and 20th. We gave our predictions last week, but now we know what matches will be on what day. Saturday, we'll have matches like Jade Cargill versus Naomi, which I'm really looking forward to, as well as Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano has been announced for the WrestleMania card. It's not Chad Gable.
Okay, it's
Uh,
not him.
it's not.
Is it the same person?
No, not at all.
All right,
And it's
fuck it.
crazy to me that a guy, as legendary as El Grande Americano may be in, luchador circles, Chad Gable's been putting in work in WWE, and the fact that he doesn't have a match at WrestleMania should be upsetting now.
Yeah,
We also got LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu on night one. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. I almost said Rick. uh, we got Jey Uso Gunther, and then the main event is CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. I haven't got to catch Raw yet tonight. I'm gonna watch that a little later on to see what happens with all those guys.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sunday we got Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, the women's Intercontinental Champion, against Liv and Raquel for the women's tag team championships. Then we also have Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a Las Vegas street fight. The Fatal 4-Way for the U.S. title, for the Intercontinental Championship, excuse me. Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, and Penta. Also got a match between AJ Styles and Logan Paul, which, if nothing else, should have some pretty cool spots in it. The triple threat match for the women's world title, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky. And then the main event of the weekend, John Cena, Cody Rhodes. Give me a couple matches you're looking the most forward to.
The Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and what's his name? CM Punk, is it?
Yeah.
That was going to be probably one of my favorite matches for sure. Jade Naomi's going to be popping as fuck.
Yeah, that's going to be really good. Naomi's been doing her thing with this heel turn of hers. If it wasn't for the John Cena heel turn overshadowing everything going on in wrestling, damn near, Naomi would get a lot more credit for what she's doing as a heel right now.
And low key, that LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu is going to be a banger too.
I'm excited for that one. I don't know how it's going to happen. I know I predicted there being a solo interference during the match. I've seen a lot of other people talking about an accidental interference costing them the title, or jealousy after the match or on the Raw after Mania between Solo and Fatu. Breaking that one down, but I'm really excited to see how that one turns out. I always want to see. I'm curious about the Jey Uso match. The Rhodes Cena matches should be. Hopefully, it lives up to the hype. I'm excited about that as well.
Yeah, man.
Should just be a good WrestleMania.
Yeah, no, they're gonna light that shit up, man. It's gonna be just a dope show in general.
Agreed. You got anything in entertainment this week?
Just shows I'm watching, man. Right now, I'm watching the new season of Black Mirror. Shit's wild as fuck.
I heard it was too real. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some big names in it as well. Yeah, it definitely feels like some things that are coming sooner than later. And, also, Raising Kanan, watching that as well. Right now, that's it right now.
Very nice. On top of the Clips album that's releasing soon, we got Pusha T, Jadakiss, and Swiss Beats dropping Danger this week on the.
Yeah, we on YouTube. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Recognized game.
Jim Mint 10 Sports. And then I also saw that LaRussell held like this backyard concert, and he brought out Mike Jones, and they did some old school Mike Jones hits, and allegedly Mike Jones still has the same phone number.
I seen people using that phone number at 7-Eleven, and everybody getting a deal. How many times it's been used? Yeah.
Also, Coachella just passed. I saw there's performances by T-Pain, a lot of other stars, but the one I wanted to talk about was Missy Elliott. Started off her performance as a futuristic car and transformed into Missy. and put on a show. Critics have been saying great things about it, saying it was more than just a concert, but a mind-blowing visual and musical experience, setting the tone for the night that blurred the lines between music, performance art, and science fiction. So shout out Missy doing her fucking thing on stage.
Missy doing pure Missy shit. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, I will, DT. I'll put it in there. I'll send it to you too. And then I just saw a new look at Shrek 5, which shows Shrek and Fiona's daughter, Felicia, who will be played by Zendaya.
Oh. They could have used the same name. Zendaya could have been an ogre name.
Zendaya could have been an ogre name.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Missy Elliott's goated, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, who you getting that L to this week?
I'm going to give a seasonal L to the Phoenix Suns. Aimed high, shot low.
Originally, I had the Phoenix Suns as my L as well. But, I mean, you look at them being the only team in the NBA this season, not in the playoffs, not in the play-in, and not in the draft lottery.
Exactly.
Also just fired their head coach. Also probably going to lose Kevin Durant. So that's an easy way to give them the L. But who I'm actually giving the L to is Oreos. This is your fault.
You didn't like it?
I'm giving the L to Oreos because you enlightened me, and I thought you had opened up my world to endless possibilities.
That's what I thought it was.
So I go to check out this Oreo ID. Funny that we were just talking about the Nike ID thing. But I go check out this Oreo ID, all excited, especially, I've seen the Post Malone Oreos. I've had lemon Oreos. It's been well documented, the amount of Oreos and flavors I have consumed. So I go to this Oreo ID thinking I'm going to make me a funky, fresh, dope-ass cookie like the likes of which
so
never
you
been
went
seen
to the
before.
website.
So I went to the website, and let me tell you what options you get. First, it starts with the cream. You can do the regular cream, birthday cake. That's it. Those are your two options.
But that's how it goes, though. That's the rollout, bro.
You don't even get to choose a cookie. You get to choose whether or not you want white chocolate fudge or chocolate fudge doused over your entire cookie. And then you get to choose a sprinkle color. That was it.
That's just the rollout, dog. You got to
be taking a huge L right now. They could have at least rolled out with every flavor they already have as options. They're making them all already. Give me the mint option, even though I don't like it. Give me the peanut butter option. Like those all.
Peanut butter should have been on there for sure.
All of those should have been options. Are a chocolate option, but like all of
peanut
those.
Peanut butter, red velvet.
The cookie, the graham cracker cookies. All of these should have been options, but no. You get one cookie, two cream choices, some fuck ass sprinkles, and some fudge to cut your shit. And then you can put like some writing or a stupid little like happy graduation thing or something like that on there in your fucking regular ass cookie. So Oreo's taking an L as much as I don't want to give it to them. Oreo's taking an L for that bullshit.
L over the Suns.
Horrible. Do better.
Roll out, bro. They go hit it with something.
They could have rolled out. How many flavors of Oreo are there currently?
Red Velvet's one of the craziest ones, huh?
All of those things that are made already by Oreo should have been options for your Oreo ID to start out with. That's how it should have started, not with two bullshit ass options. Who even eats the birthday cake? Who eats birthday cake Oreos?
Just want to see what it'd be like. I don't know, man.
Nobody. Bullshit.
I feel your concern. I definitely feel your concern.
I'm upset. I'm sorry. I'm yelling at you, but I am upset about because I was gonna have cookies already ordered, but that was bullshit.
You jumped to it for sure.
I was right on it.
We're gonna check back with the Oreos ID and see.
And Oreo, feel free to send us some some options, and we can talk about it. And maybe I'll have some good things to say because I am a fan. But that
send us some Oreos. You still Milk's favorite cookie.
That was disappointing though.
Bully of the week.
Bully of the week. I'm
gonna give it to motherfucking Luka Doncic. I know it's easy, but 45 going back to Dallas. First team to score 45 points on 2 teams in one season since Abdul-Jabbar.
For team he played for and against. Right, exactly.
Luka. Shout out.
Shout out Luka for sure. I'm giving a bully this week to the now first overall pick in the WNBA draft and a national champion as of a week ago, Paige Beckers. Buckets goes number one in the draft to the Dallas Wings, joining the likes of Arike Ngumawale and Dejanay Carrington. They're gonna have a squad down there in Dallas, man. There's I'm really excited for this WNBA season, man. Like even like with the Valkyrie doing their thing this first season, their inaugural season, they got a nice squad that they put together. Shout out to Seattle Storm for picking up Dominique Malonga out of France, who I have nicknamed Wim Shi. 6'10" out of France, like 19 years old. She's about to hoop. And I'm looking for a Money Martin to Malonga hoop at sometime this season. That's what I'm looking for.
It's gonna be good basketball coming out the women's division for sure.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, my boy.
You got anything else this week?
Nothing at the moment, man.
Well, make sure you are liking, following, sharing, subscribing, Recognize Game, In My Bag Apparel, and Bullies Cuts and Styles on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all of the things. You can find the links down below if you are watching this on YouTube. I'll get better at posting them in the chat for future reference on TikTok. But thank y'all for being here, DT. Appreciate you, homie.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, my
Let's
boy.
plan the thing to get you on during these playoffs. Let's plan the whole thing, and we'll get you in here. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. That's it for the week. Recognize Game.
Deuces.